Digital marketing is full of people flipping products and selling them. Does this make that a scam? I say no, it doesn't. But what matters is how you market the stuff, right? How you run your business. And what it comes down to is what's in your heart. Let's talk about how to do this without feeling gross or manipulative, or even falling for manipulative scams or manipulative people. I'm Ginny. I have been floating around this industry for almost a decade, and I've learned a lot of stuff. So I want to help you avoid some of the pitfalls that I've fallen into or some of the traps that I've fallen for. First, I'm going to give you an analogy, because anything can be twisted to do bad things, right? Anything can be used. Let's just take a brick, for example. A brick can be used to build a church, a home, a school, something beautiful. But it also can be thrown through a window to destroy or used as a weapon. So that is how marketing, digital marketing is what we're talking about, but there's all kinds of flavors of marketing, and digital marketing actually just kind of umbrellas a whole bunch of different types of marketing. And it's just another word that's being used to describe marketing online and selling digital products. So they kind of combine the name. Anyway, another example, and you should definitely read it, is Robert Cialdini's book, Influence. It'll teach you some of the ways that people use your emotions and use certain tactics to get you to buy their stuff. And the thing is, when you read that book, you can use the very same tactics for good in your marketing. It starts with choosing a business model that aligns with your ethics and aligns with your heart. Here's a list of questions you can ask yourself as you're getting started. It's a little bit of self-reflection, but going within, you find out where you align and you discover things about yourself that you didn't know, really. So let's start with that. What do you actually value? What kind of business do you want to be a part of? Or what kind of business do you want to create? When you're picking out a business and a product, ask these questions. Do I believe in this product? Have I gotten results from it? Do I love it? It's much easier to promote a product that you believe in, that works. Second question, would I buy it from me if I were that person? Do I trust the product? Do I trust the company that created the product? Do I trust the message? And finally, does the business model fit with my ethics? So why does selling something that you believe in actually help you sell the product? Because you believe in it. People can smell it a mile away when you're promoting something that you don't believe in. They can tell that you're pushing something. We've all know the stereotypical image of the car salesman, right? And by the way, I love my car salesman, so there's not all icky people. There's a famous one that has sold the most cars ever in the Guinness Book of World Records, and the reason why he did was because he believed in what he did, and he loved his clients and took care of them. So there's that, right? So I can't remember the name or the book. You can look it up and Google it. It'll definitely tell you. My point is that believing in your product and the company and what you're doing just makes selling easier, because it all is in flow with who you are. And it's much easier to just be who you are authentically. So let's also talk about affiliate marketing versus creating your own stuff, which in the beginning of the digital marketing swarm that's out there, they take these courses and then they resell the courses that they took. So what I'm seeing, the problem is that some of them didn't get results from the courses, and they're struggling because the courses didn't help them. And it might, I don't know why, because I haven't taken those courses. I have no idea what they are, but that's what I'm seeing from some of these people is, and I've done it too before. I have, because in the past I did buy courses that taught me tactics that I didn't feel right about, so I didn't use them. I didn't do them. And the thing is that when you take those courses, you do have to take some actions, and sometimes they're uncomfortable actions that don't feel aligned with who you are and your values and your ethics, and that's the problem. So you have to figure that out. You have to figure out why Let's just use the example of network marketing, where a lot of people feel weird about reaching out to their friends. And the reason why they feel weird is because there's an agenda behind their actions. And that's the problem. They don't feel comfortable with the agenda behind the actions, instead of reaching out authentically to just get in touch with people that you haven't talked to in a while, or reestablish relationships. That's different. If that is what's behind you reaching out, then you don't feel icky. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because that was a problem for me in the beginning. Now, I am going to tell you that you do have to network and create some relationships. One of my mentors doesn't even like the word networking, because he feels that there is an agenda behind that too. But there's a famous Robert, what's his name? McKay, right here. I have his book. You can't see it on my camera, but he talks about, because he's an old-time salesperson who owns some very successful businesses. He's up in age now, but he had a Rolodex of people, and they were literally just people that he had connections with. He just kept the connections current, so that if there were ever a time that there was a mutually beneficial arrangement, it would help them both. I hope that makes sense. But that's the key, is networking without an agenda, right? You don't know if someone knows someone, or if someone could ever use your product. You don't know that. So you don't just go out there and start asking people to look at your product right away. You create an audience instead of, I like to think of it that way, instead of creating a network, but it's the same thing. So create some relationships that last. And I'm getting off on a tangent here, so let me get back to my outline. Both affiliate marketing and creating your own digital products are valid. Just make sure that if you're selling something that somebody else created, that you have results from it, because that way you know that it works and your tactics work. And if it's your own stuff, of course you believe in it, because you created it. So when you create stuff, that's valid too, right? And you actually, by the way, just as a side note, you actually feel good about stuff that you created, because you did create it. Just don't fall in love with the product too much, but fall in love with what it does for the people, because that's the key, is falling in love with the people that help. The people have the money in their pockets. And not only that, but when you're helping someone, they are perfectly willing to give you their money. So once you have a product, how do you learn marketing so that you don't feel sleazy or scammy in any way? One way is to join a group of marketers and learn from them. I happen to have a group that is heart-centered and has a ton of training in their back office. It's $125 a month to see that, and you get unlimited funnels and all that kind of stuff. Reach out or drop the word help, and I will get you into that group. I also wrote an ebook. If you haven't figured out what you want to sell or where you want to make money, it's an ebook about all the ways that I know of. There are many more ways that I know of and I've used to make an income online. So drop ebook and I'll send you that book. So my approach is learning skills. They're lifelong skills. So once you learn how to sell, you'll never lose that skill. It's kind of like riding a bike, right? You never lose the skill. You might lose your balance when you get older, but you don't lose the skill. You always remember how to ride the bike. So learn the skills. Get the books. If you download my ebook, I have a list of resources at the end of books and audiobooks that you should definitely take in. Finally, drop a comment below. What's your biggest frustration right now in your marketing?